Are your students not participating in class? Well, this may have to do with their willingness to communicate. Willingness to communicate is an individual's readiness, preparedness, and eagerness to communicate in a particular situation or with someone. The willingness to communicate model was developed with communicative, linguistic, and psychological factors in mind. The 6-layer model shows both situational and long-standing factors that might impact a student's understanding. Layers 4 through 6 present long-standing factors that may impact someone's ability to communicate. Things such as motivation, personality, and intergroup climate. Layers 1 through 3 present situational factors that may affect someone's willingness to communicate. These factors are within the individual's control, and so that's what we'll focus on today. Layer 4 refers to situational states of confidence. Students may feel more comfortable in their second language depending on the context or topic that they're discussing. For example, I feel more confident ordering food in a restaurant than making a presentation. Layer 3 refers to the speaker's self-confidence in the language and their specific desire to talk to a specific person in that language. For example, a student may be more comfortable speaking with a friend than a complete stranger. And they always say the best way to learn a second language is to get a boyfriend or girlfriend who's a native in that language. Love is a powerful force. Layer 2 refers to the nonverbal cues that a student or individual might show for their willingness to communicate. Do your students raise their hands in class? And layer 1 is finally their ability to use the second language. So if we want to get them to layer 1 using the second language, what are some of the things that teachers can do to foster an environment that gets the students willing to communicate? Well, first of all, we may want to consider the topics that we choose in the class. What I recommend is to do a survey of your class and find out what topics they enjoy, what topics they're familiar with, and try your best to incorporate that into the classroom. When students are more comfortable with the topic, they're going to be more willing to communicate. In addition, you want to consider the language that you introduce. When you keep the language just a little bit above their level, you will provide the students with a challenge and students will be willing to step up to the challenge. If the language that you present is too difficult, students will shut down and be less willing to communicate. Next, you may want to consider the groupings and pairings that you use in your classroom. Remember, when students feel comfortable with the person they're speaking with, they're going to be more willing to communicate. If you have a new classroom, consider information gaps, partner activities, and social activities to break the ice and make your students more comfortable. Also, consider your relationship with your students. If you have a good relationship with your students, they're going to be more likely to participate in class because they want to please you and they want to show that they're active participants in the class. Also, consider using technology. Technology is an easy way for students to show willingness in a nonverbal way. So they don't necessarily need to engage with the language by speaking only. You can ease them into an activity by first having them use technology. As I mentioned before, a great way to foster willingness to communicate is to introduce communicative activities into the classroom. To learn more, click or tap the screen now, and I'll see you in the next video.